Vegas is rich with that culture.
It truly is, and that's why I'm so excited to be able to let the world know that it is here. And you mentioned, of course, our indigenous communities who are here, but a lot of wonderful people in our own Latino community, they are embracing their indigenous history.
Absolutely. I think that's so important because for so many centuries, the indigenous population were either they tried to annihilate them or tried to stamp down that culture. They changed their religion, they changed their names, and now we're seeing a movement among especially the young Latinos embracing, hey look, my family's been in Mexico City for hundreds of years, and we know we were part of the Aztecs before that.
Also noticing that artists here in town, they are also embracing their indigenous roots, and it's in their artwork. We're seeing it.
That's the best thing. I think we're seeing a lot of young Latino artists that are, at one time, 30 years ago, they would paint on a wall and they would get arrested for graffiti. And in the Arts District, we've embraced that. Our alleyways are free spaces for anyone to come in and just paint. And a lot of those artists are people of color.
Even here, where we're at right here, this mural over here is Fernando. Over here is Tony Castle, Tony Castillo. Castillo, get it? Castillo. But that one's beautiful too, and it's so representative of the culture.
And it's on the location. The thing is, it's on the Sombrero, which is, that building is one of the oldest buildings in downtown, and that has been, it was originally a bar, and then eventually it became a Mexican restaurant. It was the oldest continuously operating Mexican restaurant in Las Vegas history.
And how far back?
So the building dates back to the teens, so it's a very, very old building. The bar was in the 1940s and in 1952, so we're going back, and of course it's changed owners a little bit. Now it's Letty's, but it's still a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
It's always been a Mexican restaurant.
And in Sombrero, and I love this, and this goes back to something else that you've done. You've been a curator. Also, we'll talk about the Hispanic Museum in just a bit, but also for the Neon Museum. And it made me so happy that sign, they kept it up there.
Yeah, that's it. That was an encouragement by the Neon Museum over 20 years ago when they had a program called the Living Museum program, where they would work with businesses with historic signs to help preserve those signs. And that was the first sign that they actually preserved.
The Hispanic Museum, you were a big part of that as a curator.
Me and Lynette Sawyer.
Lynette Sawyer doing great work. I had the honor of visiting it when it was open. I spoke to her, and I'm so happy to say that she mentioned it is reopening again. Might take a few years.
Yeah.
So what happened and what needs to happen for it to be the museum that we deserve here in Southern Nevada?
The Latino community, both the entertainers, the entertainment history of Latinos coming here, and also we should never forget the Afro-Latinos as well. African-Americans, Afro-Latinos are a huge integral part of being Latino. So we have this vibrant culture that needs to be celebrated. We have the Museum of the Latino that's being built in Washington, D.C. Now it's time for Las Vegas to embrace that. Las Vegas is a city of opportunity for Latinos from around the world. We need to celebrate those Latinos that came before us. Havana was the center of gambling in the world. You had Monte Carlo, but then Havana really embraced that. But when Castro came to power, all that went away. And where else are these people going to go with their expertise in gaming? So we shouldn't forget not just los Argentinos that arrived, like my parents and my tia that arrived here in the early 1960s, but also los Uruguayos.
Yes, there's a big...
Los Chilenos, los Peruanos.
Uruguay, Chile, Peru.
Absolutely. And then towards the end, the Brazilians.
And now they each have their beautiful celebrations. There's a Caribbean festival, from Uruguay, they have their own festival. And Salvador, also a huge community.
I think Las Vegas is ready for a Latino parade that has them all celebrating. The tango from Argentina, cumbia from Colombia.
Margarita Rebollal,
Yes, of course.
Puerto Riqueña Boricua, so passionate about the community as well. And she had a parade back in the day.
Yeah, we had some great parades. We just need to learn to keep them going.